Hey, enhance effects. Damn, damn, damn. There we go. There we go. Hey, here we go. Here we go. there we there we go. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Listen, why didn't we do this the first time?
Because we were testing out other stuff.
That's exactly. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. Sims, host of the Dr. Sims Daily Show, and my good friend Igdalia Medina was so gracious. We did a test run a few minutes ago, and the audio. My laptop has been acting squirrely lately, so that's a birthday request I'm putting out into the universe for June the 6th. But Igdalia, Miss Iggy, if you don't mind, introduce yourself again to everybody. Who is Igdalia Medina?
Dahlia Medina is a photographer, a podcaster, a trauma coach, a mother, and that's me.
Okay, how many kids do you have?
I have one.
Okay, okay. We talked about him a little bit in our pre-show, we'll call it. What we talked about today, and we talked about you kind of giving us some love advice. You've recently been married. Are you divorced now?
Yes, I am. I've been married twice and divorced
Okay,
twice,
okay.
so I do know a lot about heartbreak.
I know, yeah. You know what? We were saying in the pre-show, my divorce was final last June after 28 years, and we can give some relationship advice. And I love the way you laid it out a few moments ago. Kind of give us the overview, or how you got involved with your recent, well, ex-husband now. And one of the big things you shared with us that you ignored some red flags. So how did he woo you? How did he convince you that he was the man for you?
Well, he convinced me because I gave him the blueprint. I had told him already, since I had already experienced so many horrible relationships.
Right.
I gave him the layout of what I was looking for in a man and what I
Okay.
wanted and everything.
Okay.
So he did everything he needed to do to convince me. And when he got
Wow.
me and he thought that I would no longer leave, that is when the mask fell off.
Wow. So kind of give the young ladies, if you will, and I guess the young men as well, kind of give us your blueprint. What does it look like? What did you lay out for your former husband that he was like, okay, check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got that all day. What were you looking for in a man at that time?
I had a long list. I did. And I realized that my list was way too long. So I like made it like really, really short and brief. And I was like, all right, I need a man who believes in God.
Okay.
I am looking for somebody who um, believes in marriage. I want somebody who's into fitness, maybe doesn't like hardcore or whatever, but believes in hip fitness and stuff because I always liked going to the gym and stuff like that.
Right.
And didn't drink
Okay.
because I didn't want to deal with the I just had a really bad experiences with all that.
Right.
Um Turns out that he was an alcoholic. Um
What?
yeah, it all came out after he thought I would never leave. That's when it all came out.
Wow. Well, how did
Yeah.
he hide that from you? Being alcoholic and smokers are, and I do not want to offend anybody because I got a 3 pack of cigars that I play golf with. So when I say this, I don't want to offend anybody. I love cranberry and vodka, but alcoholics and people that are really addicted to cigarettes, they are terrorists, and they gotta have it every day. How did he hide that from you, Iggy?
He was probably drinking when he was working or
Okay.
not at work, but when he was leaving work and stuff like that, because he
Okay.
worked like an hour away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he could easily have done it. I mean, then he'd be like, "Oh no, I'm just gonna have," because you. I never grew up around alcohol, so I didn't know anything
Okay.
about alcohol, and I didn't realize
Okay.
that wine has more alcohol than beer.
Really?
So he would drink wine once in. Oh no, wine's nothing. I didn't know anything about it, so I was just like, oh okay, whatever.
Okay.
And then later, it all came out, and it was like nonstop. Like from the
Wow.
moment he woke up until he went to bed, he was drinking wine, 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 wine.
Okay. Okay. So another question that we ask in the pre-show: did you love him? And I love your response. And so because a lot of times, and we hear all across TikTok, everybody's giving this relationship advice, everybody giving do's and don'ts. We don't hear love at all. So your former person, did you love him?
I love the person he portrayed himself to be. Yes.
Wow. And a lot of us, we fall in love with the image, don't we?
Yeah. And the potential. And because, we see that they have like a traumatic background and stuff like that. So we think
Right.
that, we can help them. And if we
Right.
if we show them the way, if we show them that somebody loves them, if we show them all this stuff, that's really all they need to be where they need to be, and that is really not on us. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we can't fix everybody. We can't. We can
Wow.
love them and we can guide them and we can wish them the best, but at the end of the day, we can't fix anybody. And that's my
Wow.
problem, is that I'm a fixer. I always want to fix
Okay.
things. I'm a fixer, fixer,
Yeah.
fixer, fixer. Um,
Hey,
but
you
it's
you got
okay.
you got a first aid kit in your heart, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's expired and it's done. It's out of commission. There's no back order. It's what is it when it's on recall or whatever it is. It's
Right.
on.
It's on backlog.
Dude, it no longer. It's done. It's
It's
obsolete.
it's it's done. It's over. Good
Ain't coming
morning
back.
again, everybody. Good morning again, everybody. I'm Dr. Sims, America's #1 person development expert. Good morning. My moderator is Renita Marie. She's the moderator this morning. If you got a question, put it in the box. Medina, Miss Agdalia, Medina, and I can answer any relationship questions today. She's my special guest today on a special edition of the Dr. Sims Daily Show. I'm usually on YouTube, but we had some technical difficulties, and I admitted that I was wrong to Dahlia, because she said, Dr. Sam, make sure you hit record. Dr. Sam, make sure everything is all right. And I'm getting the attitude like, well, you stay in your lane. I know what I'm doing. And come to find out, didn't work.
Hey, all
So
I can do is speak from experience, right?
that's
That's all I
exact.
can do.
That's 1,000% correct. So Igdalia, what was that last straw to break the camel's back? That proverbial saying, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. What was that last thing that convinced you that you had to leave for good?
What convinced me that I had to leave for good was the fact that he had always told me that he would never do anything in front of my son.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
he told me, he's like, "Oh, I would never do anything in front of your son. I would, whatever." So he knew he was wrong because he would say that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
he and he basically did things that my son could hear, and it worried
Okay.
my son. And then my son knocked on the door to get my attention. Um, and then I realized, you know what? I want to be a mother to my son. I've already experienced another situation in life where I realized that I may not be a mother. So that's when it was like, yeah, it was an eye opener
Okay.
where I had to leave.
Okay. 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 So what have you done to heal from your two marriages and relationships in general? What kind of work have you done to get to this peaceful place that you are right now?
Um, Acceptance. I got to accepting, like I told you before, that it's okay
Yeah.
that It's okay that the things I want aren't for me.
Right.
It's okay to let go of things that hurt me. It's okay to just be okay and
Okay.
accept that I can be wrong.
Amen. Amen. That's a huge pill to swallow for some people, being absolutely wrong. And do you know a revelation that I had? Like I said, my divorce was final last June, and I realized as much as I promote myself and brand myself as America's number one personal development expert, I failed at that relationship. And a good friend of mine said, "Well, you may have failed at that relationship per se, but you and that person were not a good fit because they could not receive your love, and you didn't receive their love." And so I gave myself, I cut myself some slack and say, you know what, I didn't succeed in that particular relationship, and I was wrong, and I love how you said that, Igdalia. We got to give ourselves a break and say, you know what, I was
It's
wrong.
okay. Yeah. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay. What's not okay is to blame somebody else for it. That's
Okay,
not
there you
okay.
go.
You know
That's
what I
not
mean?
okay.
We're not perfect. We are
Yeah,
not perfect. And that's it. We can work to perfection. We can work towards getting where we want to be in life, but we're not perfect. And it's okay. All we need to do and worry about is being perfect in our own world, in our own situation. And that is
that's right.
it. It's not about
That's
what
right.
anybody else says. It's not about what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter. This is an individual thing. And if we
Right.
can learn to love ourselves the way we want to be loved, we are
Come
able
on.
to give that to the other person. But how are
Come
you
on,
expecting
somebody.
somebody to give you something that you can't even do for yourself?
Come on. And we talked about a lot of people that's in relationship space, their emotional love reserve is at zero.
It's
You
empty,
have
yes.
absolutely, you have zero love to give somebody, and that's a dangerous place to be.
Hmm. But one thing is, okay, one thing that you just pointed that out, but one thing that we need to be aware of
Come on.
is that we have our tank full, right? We
Right.
have our tank full. However, there's somebody else that's watching and sees that we have a tank full. So
You
now
come
they're going
on.
to try to take away our tank. What we have, they're
Oh,
taking it
that's
away.
good.
And now
That's
what we
good.
have in reserves, they're taking it to the point that we have nothing left, right? But they're okay because they received it and now they move on.
You
While
girl,
we're
are you
stuck,
are you are you trying to say that people will siphon your love
of
and
course,
they have zero love? They
of
will
course.
siphon your love till
Mhm.
you are at the place they were, and they heading down the relationship highway happy as a pig in slop,
Yes,
and you sitting there like, why can't I go anywhere?
yes, that's exactly what it is.
Why? And
People see it.
that's to your TikTok that you did that got me, that really pointed me in your direction. You did a TikTok about people using people.
Yes, it's
And that's evil.
frustrating.
That is evil and frustrating. People use people.
Yeah. And it's not, and see, that's the thing. It's like there are different versions to that, right? There are
Right.
literally people that will suck the life out of you, right? And
Right.
you have nothing. But then there are people, because, when you're in a relationship, like Tyler Perry says, there's the 80-20 and this and that, it's never going to be 100%. And it is 100% when you add both of them up, right? But
That's right.
you need to be willing to share that. You need to be willing to give. And when you give, is when it's gonna reproduce, it's gonna blossom, and it's gonna create something,
That's good. That's good.
But
That's good.
a lot of times people just want to take and take and take and take and take and take and not give anything, because
That's
there's
right.
some people that, I know nothing about trees and stuff like that, so
Right.
don't like what I'm probably gonna say is gonna be like, what the heck, what are you even saying? But
Come
just
on.
bear with me, okay? And you guys can figure it out if it's completely the wrong tree or whatever. But we give, right? And we give to, let's say we plant a tree, right? And we're
Right.
giving and we're giving and we're giving. And the tree, they say it takes 5 to 10 years, a coconut tree. Don't know how long it takes for it to last. But
Right.
to grow and give coconuts, right? Because you're giving to that coconut tree, right?
I
You're
understand. I
giving
got
to
you.
it. You're giving the love. You're giving everything to it, right? And then the time comes and you're like, okay, where are the coconuts? Then you realize that you were feeding a palm tree. You weren't
You
feeding a
better
coconut tree.
preach. You better preach. We got the analogy. That is a great analogy because this is why I tell people eagles cannot hang out with chickens. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the main reasons eagles can't hang with chickens is because their diet is different. And if an eagle tries to eat what a chicken eats, he'll die of malnutrition.
Mm-hmm. But that chicken won't,
That
right?
that's
So
good stuff, girl.
now you have a person, right, that has absolutely nothing to offer, but is surrounded by all these people who have all this knowledge, and now he's sucking the life right out of them. Guess what? These people are going to end up with nothing. And now this person's walking around with all this knowledge, all this information, and he's left the other person dry with absolutely nothing more to offer. But now, what happens? What happens is that a person decides you have options, and this is the thing that people forget, is that we have options and we have choices. You can
Right.
either choose to stay there, right? You
That's right.
choose to stay there, or you get what you need and you grow from it.
That's
Okay,
right.
you grow. Now that you know that this person is not a coconut tree, it's a freaking palm tree, what are you going to do?
Come on.
You can let that person grow with the person and say, okay, well, you may not have everything I needed, but you still have what I want. And we can
Right.
still grow together and build, right?
That's good.
But
That's good.
now you need to understand what you were feeding this palm tree. Was it enough to keep it strong and secure, or is it hollow inside?
Wow.
Because if it's
Wow.
hollow inside, no matter how much you want to stand under that palm tree to give you shade, it's eventually going to break and it's going to fall on you. And either A, you can move out of the way and still grow, or B, you can just stay there and let it kill you.
That that is good. So over the last few months that you've gotten to this place of peace and happiness, what's an aha moment that you've had recently? And you touched on a little bit a few moments ago, but what's an aha moment that you've had over the last few months in your healing process?
My aha moment was, it's okay to be wrong. I've accepted that I've made mistakes. I've
Yeah.
accepted that I was wrong in so many different places. And I've also accepted that if I let go of it, I can grow from it.
Amen. Amen. That's so good. Girl, how did you become so smart in relationships? How did you become so brilliant in relationship space?
You know what? That's the same question I ask myself, is how did I end up with so many freaking crappy relationships?
Wow.
The
Wow.
only way a person can be good in a certain situation is because they failed so many times.
Amen.
You
Amen.
know, a
Amen.
mechanic isn't going to be a great mechanic with a great car that runs 24/7. Okay, you're a mechanic, great. But can you prove yourself when the time comes and you have a car that's broken down? Are you going to fix it?
That's
Yeah, and
right.
guess what? You're going to know.
That's
You're going to
right.
know
That's
exactly
right.
what it is.
That's right. And I'm at the mechanic right now, and I'm paying them. And that's what I mean. We can't make this up. I'm at the mechanic now. My air conditioning stopped. They fixed me last week. I had some oil leaks. I spent $1,000 last week. This week I may have to spend a few more dollars because the air conditioning isn't working. So we're paying for that expertise. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because they have failed, but they know, okay, because I asked the owner, I said, what could be the problem with my air conditioning? And she gave me a range because her experience has shown this could be wrong, that could be wrong, that could be wrong, that could be wrong. So you and I know what relationships should look like. You know what I'm saying? We got some experience.
Yeah, but you know what? What we think it should look like isn't necessarily going to be it. It's
That,
not.
that's a
And
good
that's
point too.
okay.
That's a good point too. That's a good
And it's
point too.
okay because it's the willingness of being with somebody. It's the willingness of being a part of a person's life who wants you in their life, that sees you and sees who you are. Like a
Right.
diamond isn't is produced under pressure, right?
That's right.
So that's what happens in life. But you want to be with somebody that can see you for who you are and you can see them for who they are, because it's
That's
not just
good.
It's not just their image, it's not their physical appearance. Because somebody, like, I was asked once by an individual when I was dating, if you could rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, what would it be? And I was like,
Okay.
oh, scale of 1 to 10. I'm like, are we talking about physical or personality? Because a personality, I'm a 10. Now, on the physical, I could say maybe like a 6 or 7. Because to me,
Okay.
the physical isn't going to do anything to me unless I know your personality. Because
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
that will determine what perspective I see you as. It's like when you're standing in front of a building, right? If you're standing in front of a building and the light is coming from this way, right?
Right.
You can say, wow, it's so bright, right?
Right.
You're in the same place. But now if somebody else is, oh my God, it's so dark, right? So it's just
That
the perspective of where you're at.
that's
And that's
right.
it.
That's right.
And for me, that light is the personality of the person. So that personality will determine, are you handsome or are you ugly?
That's right.
Because
That's right.
I could see somebody and it does nothing for me because I don't know. Talk to me. Give me your
Yeah.
perspective. Let's just
Right.
have a conversation. Let's see where you're coming from, and then I can tell you whether or not you are attractive or not, because your personality determines all that. For me, at least for me, that's what it is.
That's good. Because looks only get you so far, and I've said this to my clients, I've said this to my congregation, I've said this to my followership. You cannot Photoshop a bad attitude.
No, just mute it. All you can do is mute. And even then, you
That's
have
it.
facial expressions, because my facial expressions give me away all the time. That's horrible. I need to take acting classes because it like gives
And
me
so,
away.
so, so I'm not taking you to play poker or gamble because you don't
Oh
have a
heck
poker
no.
face, huh?
No, I'll bust out laughing, and it's just like in the most awkward part. It's just like, my bad, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm like, maybe you should have made me
I'm
laugh.
like, listen, I'm like, y'all, look. That's awesome. Well, how can people follow you, my friend, and how can people keep up with you? Because guys, she's a great TikToker. If you're not following Igdalia, please follow her. She is a great TikToker. That's how I got to know her, and I asked her to be on the show. I saw her TikTok when she talked about people using people and how wrong that was. And do you agree or disagree about using people? So, Igdalia, tell people how they can follow you and keep up with you.
They can follow me on all social media through Igdalia LLC.
Okay, that is so perfect. Well, listen, I know you got an upcoming, you got something to do at 12. I'm going to run in here and see how much this is going to be to fix my air conditioner. And you got to come back and
But
do
what's
part
wrong with
two.
the
And
air conditioner?
okay, the simplest thing they said, it just
Excuse.
could be a valve, and they just gotta readjust the valve. So they're gonna drain it of Freon, refill it, put some dye in it to see if that's the problem. Or it could be the major issue. It could be a compressor. The compressor has gone out because the car is about 19 years old. My congregation gave me a new car, and well, it was new to me, and so I just
Mhm.
done some minor things to it. But man, she's running like a champ. So it's no major thing. But anyway, I will see you Thursday evening, and thank you for being here. Okay.
God bless you. Thank you.
All right. You too, Madonna. Oh, that is like so awesome, everybody. Okay, y'all jot these things down, and let's see if you can we can recap what she learned when love goes left. First of all, put this in your notes. First of all, don't ignore the red flags. Number one. Number two, do not mistake love just because somebody's doing what you want them to do. You feel what I'm saying? She said she had a blueprint. And the guy was like, check, 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 check. I can do all of that. I can mask the real me just so that I can get her. So we fall in love with the image and the reputation, and we fool ourselves that that's love. No. So don't ignore the red flags. Number two, don't mistake love for getting what you think you want. Number three, when you know it's over, go ahead and walk away. Don't let something catastrophic happen before you know it's time to leave. Okay, amen, Renee. It was good. Number four, guard your peace. When you do the work,
You guard your peace. And I guess a bonus item would be, don't let anybody siphon off of you and not giving you anything in return. You know, you got a full tank. Don't let those takers siphon your emotional well-being, your health. You know what I'm saying? Amen, Renita. You feel what I'm saying? And so you guard your peace at all costs. We talk pre-show, and I talk all the time. If you do a vertical slice across all of the relationship advice here on TikTok, men and women telling you what to do and what not to do, where is love in this equation? Where does love fit at the table? You know, people talking about, well, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? What you bringing to the table? Where's love in all of this? You know, because when you really love somebody, the doing is easy. That's why the Bible said the commands of God are not grievous. Because when you love God, thank you. When you love God, the doing is easy. When you care about somebody, the doing is easy. When you really love somebody, you're going to pay attention. You're going to pay attention to what they like and don't like. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, when love goes left, wow. And I guess a better way of stating this would have been, when you assume it's love goes left. You feel me? But anyway, y'all make sure you go to my YouTube channel, www.drwallaceM.tv. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you turn on that bell notification so that you know when I go live. Because this was a special edition today, and I'm gonna take this and upload it to my YouTube channel later. Do you need some help today? I'm at a professional. I have no clue how to fix an air conditioning system. Now, I went to AutoZone and I bought the can of Freon, and I tried to do it myself, but the indicator, the gauge went to see a professional. So I saw the professional. I'm at Proformers here in Dothan, Alabama. So a lot of time you're trying to fix the mess you've gotten yourself into. You're trying to fix your mental health. You're trying to rehab your heart. My son was at a soccer camp and broke his leg, Renita, when he was 9. So that's 16 years ago. He was at a soccer camp, and a guy kicked him in the leg, broke his leg. He was on a cast 8 weeks. Rehab took 12 weeks to rehab and re-strengthen that right leg. A lot of y'all, and Medina, Miss Iggy fell into this category. Went from one relationship to a marriage. One marriage to another marriage. How long did she give herself to heal from the previous relationship to that relationship? Now she's peacefully single. Okay? So you guys, you that's in and out of a relationship, how much time have you allowed yourself to heal? Have you sought some type of professional help? Selfless, shameless plug. Have you sought a life coach? Have you sought a therapist? Have you sought a counselor? Because you need to do what I call some love rehab. One of my clients, Renita, I told him, you need to do a man fast. You need to do a man fast for at least 6 months. You need to fast from relationships for about 6 months. And that's tough. But you got to refill your emotional tank. Because just like my son Jonathan had to rehab that leg that was broken, you have to rehab your trust that was broken, your heart that was broken, your spirit that was broken. And because in order to really heal, you got to use your heart, you got to use your trust, you got to use your emotional health, you got to use all that again. And so if you're sitting there, if you listen to a lot of these people on TikTok, well, child, I can be bad all by myself. Well, why would you want to do that? I can be bad all by myself. I don't need somebody pulling me down. That's such a negative position. That's such a dark place. Love is a wonderful thing. Oh, love. Oh, love is a wonderful thing. There's nothing like being in a loving, healthy, giving, growing, nurturing relationship. Nothing in the world like it. We were built for relationships. I learned this poem in the 10th grade. No man is an island, and no man stands alone. Each one for his brother. You know, we're built for relationships. You know what I'm saying? And so if you need some help, just reach out to me. Shoot me an email, drsims@drwaltsims.com, and we can get you some help. I can help you. And I just want you to remember, I want you to know everything is going to be okay. So you reach out to me today. You do not have another moment to waste because your emotional tank is low. It's at zero. You can't go anywhere. You are stuck. You can't go nowhere. You don't have the gas. You don't have the resources. Your battery is low. My battery now, I got to plug it up. It's at 40%. I plug this phone up every day, recharging. You need to be recharged. You need to reach out to me ASAP. In fact, call me 205-225-9757. Reach out to me today. You do not have the time to waste anymore. You need to be unstuck. You need to be in a good, healthy relationship. You need to be in a good place. Iggy says she's in a good place right now. I'm guarding my peace. If you can't bless, if you can't add to my peace, bye-bye. Bye. All right, y'all, thanks for tuning in today. And again, I'm going to upload this and put it on my YouTube channel so that it could, it can be live and you can watch it anytime. Make sure you go there, drwaltsims.tv. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Turn on that bell notification. Thank you for the likes today. Thank you for being here today. Thank you, Renita, for being my moderator today. I love everybody. You can't do a thing about it. And remember, if you stay high on life, life is going to stay high on you.